All North Carolina through the first 7 matches here in Durham on ACC Network Extra. This has been a series that has been dominated by North Carolina. They've won the last 6 meetings. Blue Devils last one overall in 2016, but it's kind of been home away from home for North Carolina here in Durham. They won 22 consecutive matches here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Last Duke win was 1973.
Wow. Kudos to UNC for staying dominant on that side of the rivalry and continuing to pull away when these two teams meet.
Gavin Kane going for North Carolina here, the number 14 wrestler at 184.
Interesting position here. So you look at Kane's left hand, and what he's doing is he's using that left hand to put pressure against the body to stop Luke from building up and getting into him.
Luke Chakonis going for Duke here, the junior from Washington, New Jersey.
Getting to the underhook position here.
Chakonis started at 197, moving back down to 184 here for Glenn Lanham's club. And I imagine for some wrestlers, when you go up to 197 or down to 84, whatever the weight class is, you got to find that happy medium, right? And that spot that works best for you.
You do. And I actually wrestled at 184 for the first 4 years of my college career. In my last year, I decided to bump up to 197. And obviously it worked out really, really well for me. And I think there's something to be said about going up a weight class that's a little bit more of your natural body weight. I think it does make a little bit more of a difference. You can focus more on your development, less on cutting weight, and you just improve quickly.
What's the biggest key for someone like you when you went up from 184 to 197? What was the biggest key to making sure you felt comfortable at that weight class and developing your body to compete there too?
Well, I was a little bit fresher because I wasn't having to get on the treadmill or do stair step a couple times a week. I felt better. I felt stronger, and it was closer to my natural body weight. So I just gained a little bit of weight and muscle, nothing too crazy, and it just felt more at home for my body. And I think it just made a big difference.
It's the opposite of most everybody else. People trying to lose weight.
Yeah. I think you're starting to see a trend the other way now as sports performance research, changes. And I mean, wrestlers are always going to be cutting weight. That's never going to change. But I think guys are starting to pick their weight classes a little bit more wisely.
2-point takedown there for Gavin Kane.
Really, really nice shot. He got in on that, kept his head up. And when you get in that position, your head's on the outside, you want to start using your head and looking into your opponent. And when you look into your opponent, what that does is that shifts their weight just a little bit to get them off balance. And as you start looking across, working, you can start to get that corner and that angle and look for the finish. You kind of saw that there again. It's kind of really, really hard to tell. All you do is when you see him get on a shot, you see his head on its back. But what's happening is his head is on his back and he's turning his cheek into the back, using his neck muscles to really, really move him with his upper body, his core, his torso, and his neck to kind of get that corner. And it makes a big, big difference when you're trying to finish those shots.
Chakonis trying to hang on for the final 6 seconds here. Keep it at a 3-point North Carolina advantage after the opening period. And a caution there. That'll take us to the end of the first period. But Gavin Kane with the 3-point advantage had a couple of big takedowns in that first period.
Absolutely. Right here. Now you see how he brings his head up and he's looking across his back? Really, really good job staying tight to the body, not giving up any space, so that way there's no opportunity for Chakonis to defend.
Kane on a lengthy winning streak. He's won 10 straight coming into the match tonight. But Chakonis trying to find a way to get some momentum going here in the second period.
Some good, exciting wrestling there. Both guys getting Chakonis off his feet. Nice. A lot of activity from Kane. Nice misdirection. So what Chakonis has to do here is he's got to try and get to the corner. Right now, you see Kane using that left hand, and what he's doing is he's pulling it tight to his body, and you see how he steps around with that left leg hooking the ankle? What that's doing is it's preventing Chakonis from squaring up and getting his leg and body away. Now, when you hook that leg, it kind of traps that guy in there, and you can just slowly start to go around. He just let that go for whatever reason. The ref must have awarded two. Now, shot, head outside. Now, what you want to do here in this defensive position is try and get your opponent's arms as long and as extended as possible. It makes it really, really difficult for them to remain strong because they're just in an overextended position, and it just makes defense a lot easier. That was a really, really good, strong, effective sprawl. Chakonis got in on a shot, and you saw Kane feed him hips and just get him really, really long. If you can get them flat, the flatter they are, the better. As the offensive guy, when you get in on a shot like that and your hips are far away from your arms, it's just really, really hard to build up. If I can keep my hips, my chest, and my head all close together, like I'm a tower and everything's underneath, kind of like if I'm under a squat rack, right? If I'm under a squat rack, I want my whole body to be aligned and underneath me. I'm not going to squat bent over with my head over my knees.
Sure.
I'm just not in a strong position. And so when you get it on a shot there, you want your hips underneath just like you would want your hips under a squat rack.
I know all about the squat rack. I can tell you.
Nice.
Through 2 periods, a 7-point lead for Gavin Kane.
Yeah, but really, really good job by Kane there with the sprawl, getting him extended, preventing Chakonis from getting his hips in to the shot.
What do you want?
Making it hard for him to finish.
What do you want to see from Chakonis here in this final period?
Man, just fight. I'd like to see him be a little more active. Obviously, Kane's doing a really good job getting to his offense, winning the hand fight. Just a little bit more activity. If I'm Chakonis, I want to try and put multiple shot attempts together. Beautiful counter there. Really, really nice. That's some high-level stuff. Fortunately, didn't get to finish, but really, really nice attempt. Got the 2-on-1. Now, you see how he's on 2 knees? That makes it really, really difficult to build up and improve your position. It's easier for him to get flat. Now, Kane did a really, really good job keeping control of that far foot.
And gets the 2 points for it as well.
Right. And when you got that far foot, how are you supposed to step up?
I don't know.
You can't, because he's pulling it back. And so that's really effective defense there. If you don't get that far foot, Chakonis is able to start stepping up and start building up and improving his position to try and stay in the fight there. But really, really good job by Kane getting off to the angle and getting that far foot. Nice shot attempt here, transition to an underhook. Now that's what I call chain wrestling. You go from a shot attempt, you miss it, you change the position, you make one more attempt, and it just creates a lot of action, and it's hard to keep up with.
Riding time now up near 2 minutes for North Carolina. Already leading by 11 is Kane in this bout at 184.
Nice shot attempt.
And 2 more points. Escape point that time for the Blue Devils. Back to neutral.
Well-timed post there on the elbow.
Riding time over 2 minutes. Now a 12-point lead. Kane looking to finish off this one in the final 10 seconds. It'll be another bonus point match for North Carolina as Kane wins his 11th consecutive match this season. A big win at 184 for the Tar Heels.
Really, really good, controlled, dominant win by Kane there. Really good wrestling. I really liked what I saw defensively. Doing a really good job getting off to that angle, using his hips really, really well. Not really letting Chakonis get in deep at all on any of his offense. And when I say deep, I mean getting really, really close to his body. Everything just looked like he was very far away, like